Welcome to From the Shed End. As always, thank you very much for joining me. Now, before we get into the content, please smash the subscribe button, the like button, throw your comments all in that section down there as well. And if you're very, very smart, you will hit the links to the podcast episodes as well. They're all down there in the description. Now, yesterday's video, the key thing that I was talking about was signings and targeting the signings that we actually need, we actually want. And rather than trying to go out and try and buy everyone and talk to every club and every agent that's going, we need to focus on the signings that we need. And in the past 24 hours, that's exactly what we've done. We've done it. We've completed mission number one, get some signings through the door. First one, hot off the press, is straight from the main man himself. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed in the past 10-15 minutes of me recording this video. Here we go. Koulibaly to Chelsea, full agreement in place for 40 million euros fee, add-ons completed, bid accepted, Napoli are checking the documents, then it will be official. Koulibaly will sign a long-term deal for 10 million net salary per season. First centre-back signed for Chelsea. Brilliant news if you're a Chelsea fan. Brilliant news if this is the player that you wanted a couple of seasons ago and we missed out on. Yes, he's 31, and of course there's going to be comparisons to Rudiger, which I've already seen on the internet. Let's forget that. Let's forget Rudiger comparisons at the moment. Rudiger's now left the club. We need to back Koulibaly 100%. My overall impressions and thoughts about the signing, I'm happy because this is one of the areas that was really sort of up in the air. There was no real, looked like there was no real plan for us to get anyone in. We were just throwing our names into the hat with every centre back that was possible. So to get someone over the line, to get it all done, big man Fabrizio confirming the deal is done. I mean, Napoli, obviously, they're losing arguably one of their best centre-backs, the same position that we was in when we lost Antonio Rudiger. I think there was talks about Napoli trying so hard to keep him. They wanted to make him captain this season as well. He comes with a lot of experience. He's played at the highest level. He's played internationally at the AFCON. He's a brilliant centre-back. He's someone that we need. He's brilliant. He's strong, powerful, fast, good on the ball, can play out from the back. I mean, the list goes on. This is exactly what we need as a marquee, for me, a marquee signing. And people might talk about Neymar. They might talk about, Cristiano Ronaldo, Lewandowski, like we have on this podcast. But for me, this is a brilliant bit of business for 40 million euros. 10 million a year net salary. I think I just can't see. I just can't see this being a bad deal, in my opinion. Really quick the way it's happened. I know there was obviously conversations going on, but I feel the way that Todd Bowley's doing his work at the moment, he's just happy to go into a club, negotiate what the price or the fee needs to be, get the personal terms agreed and get out. And that's the way we should be doing business. We need to just do it sharp, straight to the point, no messing around. What do you want for the player? What do you want as wages? What's the bonuses, the add-ons? Let's get it done. Let's move on. And I think that's what we're doing with these signings here. So obviously first signing, Fabrizio's given the here we go. When you see that, it's definitely happening. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited to see Koulibaly playing alongside another experienced centre-back in Thiago Silva and obviously Trevor Chalobah as well. The only downside, and I was thinking this last night, is we're signing him. I think the next African Cup of Nations takes place at 2024. So nothing to worry about at the moment. But obviously, depending on who else we bring in as centre-backs and as defenders, he will potentially be going to represent Senegal in the 2024 African Cup of Nations. So hopefully we're bringing the experience. You would expect Thiago Silva to potentially moved on by then, or at least be part of that backroom staff, or not playing as regular as he will be this season and last season. Nathan Ake, another one that's been tipped to come to the club this season. So there's going to be obviously movement within the next 12, 18 months in terms of centre-backs. But one to think about, Koulibaly, yes, he's a Chelsea player by the looks of it now, but he will be playing in the African Cup of Nations in 2024 if he's selected, if they qualify, etc. So, we'll see how that one pans out. But more transfer news, more here we goes, more confirmations. We have another signing. It's not official. It's not official, but it's another signing, and it's Raheem Sterling, who has officially today come out and told Manchester City fans he is leaving the club after 7 successful seasons, a number of trophies, I think 4 Premier Leagues, probably 4 FA Cups, something around there. A fantastic player. And I mean, if that's not an indication he's joining Chelsea and the announcement's coming very soon, then I don't know what is, because normally that's what happens. The player tells his previous club, you know, thanks for the memories, but I'm moving on. And then we get the announcement video, which I'm pretty sure the Chelsea admin are working overtime to finalise and get out for hopefully today. Raheem Sterling, again, flew out, I think, earlier this morning with the Armando Broja to LA to join up with the team. It's another here we go, guys. It's another here we go. So for me personally, as you can see here, The Athletic have reported that Raheem Sterling appreciated Thomas Tuchel's clarity during Chelsea talks when it came to the role he will be playing in a team and his ambitions, short, mid and long term for the team. So there's a couple of key things to pick out of that, because obviously Raheem Sterling was not a bit part player, but he was definitely rotated a lot at Manchester City. And of course, 100 million Jack Grealish coming in kind of changes the perspective for Raheem Sterling, building up into a World Cup season as well. It's been well documented, hardly kept as a secret, that Thomas Tuchel's a massive fan of Raheem Sterling. And he's obviously given him a lot of reassurances that he is going to be part of and being an integral part of the squad going forward. You'd expect Raheem Sterling to be playing that left side a lot more than maybe Timo Werner or Christian Pulisic. It might even spell the end for Timo Werner, or do we use Timo down the middle? It's questions that Thomas Tuchel only knows. But in terms of Raheem Sterling, it sounds like he's been given a lot of reassurances that he will be part of the team in terms of regular football. As I said before, the World Cup coming up in the winter, he's obviously going to want to try and push to make sure he's playing a lot of football and get on that plane to Qatar in November, December as well. So happy for that one. Another big signing, another marquee signing in my eyes. It sounds like it was one of the ones that Thomas Tuchel wanted straight away. He definitely didn't sort of beat around the bush in terms of what he wanted to get from the Man City deal in terms of not just Nathan Ake but Raheem Sterling as well. So let's just take a look at some of the stats from Raheem Sterling. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, I mean, most goals scored in the box since 2016, 2017. He's got 27 goals. I mean, he's up there. If you look at their third most open play chances for teammates, second most open play behind Kevin De Bruyne as well. 44 assists from joining the only 3 players in the Premier League history to have over 100 goals. You know, you're looking at the numbers there and the players he's amongst: Giggs, Rooney, Lampard. I mean, this is a player that has been drilled so much by Pep Guardiola to change his game as he got from Liverpool to Manchester City. I mean, look at the goal involvements as well. I mean, they're up there with some of the best players in the Premier League: Rooney, Henry, Kane, Shearer. We are getting a really good player, 27 years of age. There has been talk already about his wages, 310,000 a week. Look, if this is what he's been paid, like I said a couple of weeks ago, that's what he's getting paid. It's as simple as that. I don't really mind if he's getting 310,000 a week. I think that's just in terms of the inflation, in terms of how players are paid now. It's more lucrative in terms of football. The deals that agents are able to charge more. For me, it's a no-brainer. It's a really, really good deal that we've got on the table here. A really good player. I'm looking forward to seeing him play, because he's definitely one for me that I can just see, like I've said before, changing the game for us, unlocking the defence, running at defenders, scoring goals, chipping in with goals, chipping in with the assists, helping that striker, whether it be Kai Havertz or whoever we bring in. Just someone who can actually change the game for us, to do something when we're struggling to break down a defence. For me, that is Raheem Sterling, and I'm hoping he brings all that experience and everything that he's learned as he's been a Manchester City player, and he brings that to Chelsea and just adapts it to how Thomas Tuchel wants him to play, and I think he will. I don't see any issues as to why he wouldn't do that. So yeah, I mean, brilliant bit of business. Looking forward to the announcement video as well when that comes out. What can I say? Another brilliant player. I think this is the way forward now for Chelsea. We get the negotiations done quick and sharpish. We get those personal terms agreed. We get the player in, and I think, you know, Nathan Ake is probably next on that list as well. We do obviously still have that question around right side of the attack, whether we go for Serge Gnabry or we go for other options as well. But I think we've also got some of these loanees that we've got coming back as well. And you have to, like I just mentioned, you know, Armando Broja, who's coming back into that team. Where does he fit into this as well? Is he going to play that number 9 role? Does that move Kai Havertz maybe to the right, or Mason Mount, who played there predominantly for most of last season as well? So there's a lot of questions to be asked around what that team's going to look like. Do we change the formation to suit maybe Broja and Kai Havertz, and how do we fit all these players in? What happens to Hakim Ziyech as well? So there's a lot of things that still need to happen, and potentially will happen over the next couple of weeks or so before the season starts and the window shuts. But I do want to talk about 2 key other areas that have kind of been floating around the last 24 hours or so, and that's contract renewals for Reece James and Mason Mount. 2 players, in my opinion, that deserve not just an improved wage, but in terms of their, you know, nailing them down is crucial. We've seen what happened with Andreas Christensen and Antonio Rudiger, with the fact that we didn't tie them down to contracts. But I think both Reece James, Mason Mount definitely deserve it off the back of the last couple of seasons that they've given to Chelsea. They're Cobham, you know, graduates. They're Chelsea through and through. Both have come out, especially the last couple of days, and said that they're enjoying their football at Chelsea. They've got no intentions of moving on. And I think obviously you're seeing Raheem Sterling coming in. Lukaku was on big wages as well. I think Timo Werner's on roughly 270 a week. Some of these players are going to want to have that same, you know, level of wages, and it's only rightfully so as well. So I can't see there being an issue with us. You know, new ownership coming in. They're going to want to try and keep the Cobham boys especially happy, in terms of they're bringing in all these players on high wages, especially as you've just seen there, Koulibaly's on 10 million a season. So they're going to want to try and keep Reece James, you know, maybe even a Callum Hudson-Odoi if we keep him. Mason Mount as well. They want to keep these guys happy in terms of their contracts as well. So I think for me personally, it makes no, it's stupid to get rid of them. It would be very stupid to get rid of either of them or allow them to run down their contract. I think Mason Mount's got 2 years left, but this is the opportunity now when we're bringing in these players to nail them down, tie them down to a decent contract, and pay them what they're expected to be paid as well. You know, for the quality that they've shown over the last couple of seasons, it's the only way to reward them, really. So I'm hoping that gets sorted out in the next couple of months or so, whether that's in the season or during the season or the back end of the season. At least get it sorted this season, so we can not have to do what we've done with Rudiger and Christensen and worry throughout the season how we're going to replace 2 key players again. You know, Mason Mount being arguably one of our best players the last 2 seasons, and Reece James as well. We know what he delivers as well. So I think for me personally, a happy day as a Chelsea fan. As I said, Koulibaly, Raheem Sterling, 2 signings that we've been chasing for a while now. We've got them over the line. We've got to get some more players in, of course. Then I think Nathan Ake potentially will be the next one. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, because I'm dying to hear who you think we should sign, especially on that right side of the attack. Do we need anyone? Declan Rice seems to have gone a bit quiet. I don't know what's happening there. Do we still need Declan Rice? Let me know your thoughts in the comments about what we're going to be discussing in the next couple of weeks or so in terms of podcasts and transfers with myself and Theo. Until next time, stay safe. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with another video very, very soon.